Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
Did you ever wonder if your birth date holds information about your destiny? Why you keep seeing the same number or several numbers? Welcome to Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I am your host, King Simon. Numbers are not here to control you, they're here to give you guidance. It's time for you to be able to read the numbers.
Greetings. Enter to win 500 grams of silver grains. The 100 subscriber to banksilver.org will win 500 grams of silver, 0.999 grams.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Strayhorn, inviting you to heal with the numbers and cards in person at the Circle of Cosmic Consciousness Retreat in New Orleans. Go to stshealing.com to learn from the Masters, Aquarius Maximus, King Simon, Nina Diamond, Jazz Aphrodite, and myself. Don't forget, New Orleans, August 17th through the 20th at the Cosmic Consciousness Retreat. Register now at stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com. See you there.
Billy Carson here, aka Forbidden Knowledge. I want to talk to you about an amazing event. It's the Forbidden Conscious Awards going down in Miami, July 30th, 2023. Go to forbiddenknowledge.com where you can pay for tickets. We're giving away 12 amazing awards. We're also going to give away an Audi A4 live at the event with big celebrity guests like Havoc from Mobb Deep, myself, Forbidden Knowledge. Also, we'll have Dame Dash, performances by Donnie Arcade, and Cruz. I want to see you there, July 30th, the Forbidden Conscious Awards.
Hey, this is King Simon, the international numero beta. Remember, get all my books on Amazon or go to Linktree/King Simon, the numero beta. And remember, don't forget to book my sessions at 347-496-1022. Book now. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com or Linktree at King Simon, the numero beta. Get all 4 of my books. And of course, that's the numero beta for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
Hold on to what you got. 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 If you get away on a journey, yeah, then you know your life is worth it, yeah, yeah, yeah. If you are away on a journey, yeah, then you know your heart is really yearning, oh yeah. Hold on to what you got. Hold on to what you got. Hold on to what you got. Hey, hey. Ooh, yeah. Hold on to what you got. 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 Big up to the late great Dennis Brown, my brother, him and I born February the 1st. He's 10 years my senior. He was born 1957. I was born 1967. But I know he's a relative because my last name is Brown also. And I have the vocals to go down that road if I wanted. Big up to Teddy Brown, also another relative. These are my musical relatives, but I know in Jamaica, and especially in the smaller islands of the world, usually one out of three or one out of two with the same name are really related to each other. It's just probably, family separation, the classism and all that kind of stuff. So big up to Dennis Brown. Dennis Brown was definitely the crown prince of reggae. And even Bob Marley used to, when Dennis Brown would play, Bob Marley would go and check him out. He really admired Dennis Brown, according to reports, according to history. Y'all see what the title is. 777. Portals are not always seen the same. Portals are not always seen the same. Today is the 7th month. 16th is a 7. 2023 is a number 7. Portals are not always seen the same. And everybody see these 777 portals or 777 angles differently. And it's not that they're wrong. No one is wrong in how they see the 777. It's just that due to either cultural differences or the patterns that might be connected to yourself or your birthday or what have you, those are things that have to be significantly respected and looked at, especially if you're born under a 7 and 7 portal. Like my grandmother was born July the 7th in 1906. That was a 777 portal also. And if you get books like this, the Angel Number books, she went back to Christianity. She don't even believe in this stuff no more, but there was nothing wrong in this book, so it wouldn't take her away from Christianity. Her name is Doreen Virtue. She wrote this book called Angel Numbers 101. And I'm still working on my book, Numerational Angles of Life. It's just taking me a little bit more longer, but it will be completed because I have to go back to what I noticed. She says in here about the 777, she said, you are definitely on the right path. And this is coming from Angel Number Book 101. And this is if you're seeing the 777, or it's going to be one of those reflective energy of today, just like it was in July the 7th. You are definitely on the right path in every area of your life. Stay balanced and spiritually aware so that you can continue moving forward on this illuminated path. So when you see 777 on your journey, I am one of those people that will acknowledge what she says from a perspective, but also acknowledge that there are a multiplicity of levels when it comes to a 777 quote unquote portal, because every combination of numbers are a portal, but it's when you see the tripling or the quadrupling of a number, that's when you know it's resonating on the single digits of the highest level of that number. So 7 is the predominant number. And we know 7 is known as God rested on the seventh day, or it's one of those seventh it's a number of what they say, the law of attraction, that when 7 shows up on multiple levels, you don't chase, you attract. But on the other hand, if you do attract what you attract, are you able to keep it? That's also what that law of attraction represents. So in her book, the number 7 represents you're on the right path. It goes right back again to you're on the right path, and the outcome will exceed your expectation. The number 7 is a sign that divine magic is supporting you and opening doors of opportunities. Is that right? Yes, that's a right. But then when I go to 77 in her book, and I'm talking about Doreen Virtue's Angel Number Book 101, 77, because I see 77 also. Keep up the great work. Everything you're doing right now has the Midas touch. So whether you see 777, all of it has power. Whether you see the number 7 on a continuous basis, even if you see 77 on a continuous basis, all of it has its portal of power. But notice what I said in this particular live. The title is 7 equals 7, which is the 7th month. 7 equals 16, which is the 16th day. 7 equals 2023 because 2023 adds up to 7. Portals are not always seen the same, and it equals to 21, which is a 3, and that represents a gain or loss of the jackpot. Because 777 in casino language is a jackpot number. And that jackpot number adds up to a number 21, which is a 3. Now, as the numeral Veda, and before I go down that road, remember tonight I will be interviewing Boyce Watkins and his wife, Dr. Boyce Watkins and his wife, Alicia Watkins, on relationship, financial relationship, healthy relationship, mental relationship, tonight at 9:00 on my channel, King Simon Presents, Only Quality People on YouTube. All right. Just wanted to make sure I clear that. Now, like I said, 777 adds up to 21, which is a 3. So let's go to 21 in her book. I want to go to 21 in her book. 21. And then I'll go to the 3. And I'm doing this for a reason, because I want to let you know that all applications or interpretations from a perspective, whether it's Doreen Virtue's perspective, whether it's my perspective, whether it's Lloyd Strayhorn's perspective, whatever perspective you see it in, even if you see it in tarot, there's perspective when it comes to understanding the numbers. And if you learn to accept the different perspective and be able to recognize the different perspectives when it comes to breaking down numbers, ask yourself, is this picture, is this a reflection of yourself? When you start seeing these multiplicity of numbers, is it reflective of something that you're not doing? Is it reflective of who you are while you're seeing this? And are you ready to accept the spiritual journey that the numbers can put you on that path too when you start seeing 777 or 777. So the number 23, the number 21 in her book says, your optimism is definitely warranted. The angels are working behind the scenes on your behalf. Right this very minute, you can help support the angels' work by saying positive affirmations and believing that your dream is already manifesting. Very good interpretation, because it is an interpretation. And if you want to know what a portal is, Google it. It tells you what a portal is. It tells you what a vortex is. It tells you all of that. Google it. What is the spiritual meaning of portal? I'm not going to break that down. I want you to Google it, because it's once you start Googling or researching or reading and studying, then it becomes yours from your perspective, because you might see it from your perspective when you see the actual meaning that has developed over the years. But I'm into people learning for themselves and being able to apply it for themselves. Being able to apply it for themselves. So the number 21 I just read from this book, Doreen Virtue's Angel Number 101. And let me preference this and let me clarify something. She is not doing this anymore. She's gone back into Christianity, as if numbers is going to hinder her growth in Christianity. That's her thing. She's a European woman. That's what she chose to go back to. She's based, she was very successful in using these numbers. But if you're going back to the Bible and there's still a book of numbers in the Bible, unless you removed it and decide not to use the Old Testament, but use only the New Testament, then I understand. But if you're in a Bible, I can go to all the Bibles that I have, and there is a book of numbers. Why run away from teaching about quote unquote angel numbers, which I dub as angle numbers, because the word angel and angle is the same word. That's all it is. Which angle you're going to take is what is going to be a reality for you. Which angle are you deciding to take? That's why angle and the word angel are the same word. Just like Santa and Satan and God and dog. Which angle? Santa representing a loving frequency, a giving frequency. Satan representing a taking and an evil frequency. God representing a loving and higher frequency. Dog representing the lower, and angle representing a multiplicity of frequencies, but it can go either way. But angel is giving you that higher level. So once you understand the duality or the trifecta or the multiplicity of these angles, then you're able to use it. Which, like I said, she gave this up, but that means if Doreen gave this up, that means she really it really wasn't hers in the first place. That means she did it for her fame and her fortune, because she's still selling books. These books are still selling. You can go online and go buy these. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you want to get this book, it's called Angel Number 101. Whatever she downloaded at the time of the angles and the angles that she was living under, it was a very good download. Very good download, and it serves a higher purpose. And it does not take you away from your religious values. Understanding angels and angle numbers do not take you away from your religious values. Okay? Notice that. And studying tarot does not take you away from your religious values if you understand how to apply it. It's just like the analogy of using money in the church. Money is made by some of the worst and the wickedest people in society. Money is produced, but you still want it in your church. You still want money for you. So it's how you use something that was made by the Rothschilds and all these people that have done their wicked in the name of fame and fortune and all that kind of stuff, and have done The Rothschilds has always also given, had built foundations to give to society, but they've also pillaged and helped to fund certain foundations to pillage and do certain wars was done, everything. So we got to understand the duality of these things also, and learn that you can use numbers and astrology and tarot for positive, or you can use it for negative. And I don't mind people going back to their religious value, but do not disrespect the science of metaphysics that was before your religion. These metaphysical magic, because there's a book called From Magic to Science. These was considered magic, and then over years, it's now known as a science. Go get that book, From Magic to Science, about the life and times of Paracelsus. Paracelsus, that's his last. That's a philosopher back in the day. The life and times of Paracelsus, and it's called From Magic to Science. It's an old book. I have it. It's a hardcover book. I have it, but I don't have it here. It's in my archive. Wow. So I read what it says about the 21. But the number 3, what it says in her book about the number 3, it says, the ascended masters are helping you. Usually this means an ascended master you feel close to you. For example, Jesus, look at, she even said the name Jesus. Kuan Yin, a saint, or some other spiritual religious figure. She's quoting and saying the name Jesus in this book. So she was not too far away from going back to Christianity or studying and acknowledging the ascended masters like the Buddha, because she'll mention Buddha or she'll mention Kuan Yin, those other spiritual masters of the Asian perspective. So I'm going to put this down. Again, this is the Angel number 101. Please share this live. I might rebroadcast it on YouTube. Yeah, I'm going to rebroadcast this on YouTube with music background and all that. But before I get into breaking down what my perspective and what I've analyzed with the 777, but this time I'm using 7/16, 2023, and then I'm going to break it all down to 21 and break it down from my perspective and why I ended with this title saying the gain or loss of the jackpot, because 777 in casino language, in casino mathematics, because remember, numerology is the study of numbers on a multiplicity of levels, whether it's casino language, whether it's likes, whether it's analytics, whether it's mathematics. Whatever it is that numbers are applied, that is numerology. Do not let people confuse you. They're just different levels of this ish. So please share this live. Share this with a metaphysical mind that's open to it. Somebody that maybe have been questioning you and asking you certain things. Share this live. I want people, at least people to share 5 with 5 people. 5 people. Now, before I go there, there's a book that I've been reading by Mansho and Washa from the Akoma House Initiative. And they speak about patience. There's a quote about patience that they put up there. And it says, when we abandoned patience, we nurture a false ego. I'd like to say, when we abandon patience, we nurture the lower frequency of the ego. Because ego is not bad. There's a higher form of ego and there's a lower form of ego. There's a positive form of ego. There's a negative form of ego. Like I like to say, ego in the acronym of ego to me is enhancing God's originality in myself, in yourself, thus taking you to higher levels. Ego, what Les Brown said years ago, is etching God out. That's ego. That's the lower frequency of ego, because everything has a duality, because ego serves its purpose for you to get up, brush your teeth, wash yourself, and go present yourself properly to the world. Ego serves its purpose. Then you have the negative ego of people wanting to do this or gaslight you and bring you down and all that. There's negative ego. Just wish them a to-do and keep it moving. But they said in this book, they said, this one is called A Coma Day Guidebook into the Sacred Science of Soul Mating. Very good book to have. Very good book to have. And it says, we must strive to demonstrate the virtue of patience daily. In our relationships, as in our lives, exercise patience is an act of faith. Only those who believe in the process of truth working in their relationship will demonstrate patience. However, in this microwave society, we want everything yesterday. We want everything now. I'm just paraphrasing that part. Our partner truly is our reflection in some area of our life. This is the first law of magnetic attraction. Like is attracted to like. Not opposite attracts. Like is attracted to like. Complements attract each other. I'm adding on that too. We have forgotten that the journey is the victory. And a coma love will always remember that the end is sweet because of the experience gained in attaining it. Be patient with yourself, your partner, and your child as the mother and father creator is with you. Very good book to have. You want to take a picture of it? Let me let you take a picture. Let me turn off the comments. Turn off the comments. Here's a good book, A Coma Day. Very good book by Mansho and Nwasha. And the first other book that I was teaching from was this book. You want to take a picture of it? Doreen Virtue's Angel Numbers 101. I got a lot of angel number books. I got a lot of stuff on it. But I'm talking about patience right now. Because when I turned on back the chat, but I won't be answering questions just like that, you know. I'm gonna pin this back up. I'm gonna pin the title back up on here so people know where I'm at. All right. So I'm gonna pin it back up. So when these portals appear in the mathematical sequences, don't expect to get something out of it right away. That's why I read that quote about patience. It's the first quote. When we abandon patience, we nurture a false ego or nurture a lower form of our ego. So because many of us are trying to, when they see this portal, you expect something to happen right away, when if you're seeing it, it's going to come in gradually, just like the sun comes in gradually in the morning and like the night comes in gradually in the evening. We have to recognize and be patient. So if we're in a 777 portal today, 7 is the number of patience. So you're looking at 777 as a higher form of patience, because remember, the number 7 is the law of attraction, not the law of chasing. Let me say that again. The number 7 is the law of attraction and not the law of chasing. Dealing with the 7th month that we're in. This is the law of attraction, not the law of attraction. So you have to attract what you want by meticulously, because number 7 is the number of research and being meticulous about what you want to attract. And then this is the 16th day. In compound numerology, the number 16 is known as the spiritual victory day. It's known as the spiritual victory or defeat, depending on the physical use in this realm. It's a number. The number 16 is a number of creativity, balance, love, and spiritual insight, as I've written in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. A numerational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. So in my book, I wrote about the number 16 for a reason, because 16 is that number of creative balance and love and spiritual insight. And in other studies of the number 16, it's the number of cosmic consciousness. So today is that number that also resides in this frequency. That's why I don't just say 777 and that's it. I got to look at the whole picture, because the late, great Dr. Africa told us to look at things from a holistic perspective. So, and also the 16 of this day represents highly spiritual leadership in your mind, in their homes, and planning things out, because it's a number that if you don't plan, you plan to fail. So if you're born on the 16th of any month, if you don't plan, you plan to fail. If you don't learn to trust your spirit on how you're going to move and then plan out what you're going to do, then guess what? You will plan to fail. Thus, what happened to Tupac? May he rest in eternal strength and peace. He was born on the 16th of June. Remember, before he came downstairs in that hotel, he was with a beautiful woman that wanted him to stay with her. Look at the movie, look at the television show. But he had to go down there, and then now he links up with an Aries energy that just loves war. He links up with Suge Knight that loves that warring energy. That's the Aries. He's an Aries. He's born April 19th. So Suge Knight's fire and Tupac's air, but his water already gave him the warning before he went down. I could tell by just watching the movie that the warning was already given to stay with whoever he was. I think it was Quincy Jones' daughter, if I'm not mistaken. It was Quincy Jones' daughter that he should have stayed right there in that room with, because usually before something happens to you, before you either get hurt or transition or go through, you're always giving the duality. You're always given the duality of thought. You're always given the duality of your heart message. There's always a message given to you before you make that move, because then you have the choice on what you're going to do. So 16 is a very important to pay attention to when it shows up in any part of your chart. And I look for these numbers. I look for these numbers for a reason. Look for these numbers for a reason while I'm doing a numerovational session with people. I look for these numbers because it alerts me that it's just like if somebody's born under the 5 frequency, and if you add that 16 plus the 7 today, it's a 5 frequency. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It's a 5 frequency. So the leading alignment frequency of today equals 23, which is a 5. And 5 can be scattered brain, all over the place, reckless. Although 5 is a brilliant number, 23 is a brilliant number, but on the negative, on the lower side of it, they can be reckless. So if someone is born connected to a 5 frequency, but yet have 16 showing up in their chart, my mind says, tell that person, don't be reckless and pay attention to what they're doing in the sense of planning what they do. Because if they don't plan, they plan to fail. If they don't plan, they plan to fail. And their plans will fail. I don't want to be too long. I know I'm here. I've been up here for a little bit. I don't want to be too long, but I'm going to rebroadcast this also on my YouTube channel. King Simon Presents. So in my book, I talk about the 16. Make sure you get my book, Numerovation. I talk about every number in their sequence, even the 777, because I talked about my grandmother's mental health because she was born under that 777 portal. And again, as much as it's known as a jackpot, you could also lose the jackpot of your mind with a 777. Because 777, if not handled appropriately, can
allow you to go down or spiral down a worrying and mental portal instead of a higher portal, because a portal is like a doorway that you're going in and out of. So if a doorway opens and you could go in, believe me, you could go the other way in the portal. So understand the basics of a portal is something that is opening up that you could go through, but remember, you could still come backwards. So there's two sides to a portal. Always remember that. Now going to the 2023, because I don't just break it down to number 7 like other so-called numerologists do. Not so-called, other numerologists do. 2023 shows me something too, because I'm looking at the 20. I'm looking at the 23 because that's the name or the frequency that's going to be shouted out throughout the year 2023, not just 23. Now, if you're studying Indian Vedic numerology, they usually cut off the 20 or they'll cut off the 19 and just use the 23. And then that's a resonant energy under the Vedic symbol system of numerology, which I look at also, but I'm looking at it all because 20 represents the awakening aspect of the 2023. It's representing the spiritual and not material aspect of 2023. But it says also that number 20, and I wrote it in my book. The number 20 in 2023 is the divine awakening, the clear judgment. So in this year, everybody should be experiencing some form of divine awakening in whatever level you are, whether you're awakening to a new job experience, a new relationship experience, a new spiritual experience, a new religious experience. Everybody in this year under this frequency, 2023, should be awakening to something. They could be awakening to become a criminal. Maybe that's their awakening. That's how deep that can go, because there's duality. If you get what I'm saying, put the number 1 in the chat. If you get what I'm saying, put the number 1 in the chat. If you understand, if you understand, and understand what I'm saying, put the number 1 in the chat. But the first part of 2023 is the master number potential of infinite power and potential. I'm right. I wrote this in my book. Remember, 20 in tarot is the number of judgment, coming from the ancient Chaldean system of divine awakening and clear judgment. So the inner works of the master number potential is to find and use the infinite power and potential to heal the self and awaken the divine potential in others through the highest use of compassion, love, and service to humanity. I wrote this in my book. The number 20. Everybody take a deep breath, because I'm about to go even crazy. I'm gonna get deeper. Everybody take a deep breath with me. Take a deep breath. Be patient with yourself. Receive. If you don't understand, receive it. If you don't understand it, it's all right. If you watch this over and over again, you'll understand where your brother, the numero Veda, King Simon, is coming from. Take a deep breath. Everybody take a deep breath. If you didn't do it, take a deep breath. Inhale the positive of the message. Exhale your doubt. Exhale any negative that you might have about this message. So let's go to number 23 in numerology, in the compound symbolism of numerology, according to the older mystical system of Chaldea. 23, in my book, I wrote about it. 23 is the symbol of the royal star of the lion and the lioness. So when I see 2023, not only in this year that you should be in a divine awakening or clear judgment state, both physically, spiritually, and also mentally,
both positive and negative, because like I said, you can have a spiritual enlightenment into criminality, because criminals are spiritual. Let me get that clear, family. There's duality. Criminals are spiritual. They're just doing the negative or the lower frequency of that energy. That's it. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS theory. So some person may have awakened, some young child may have awakened to another, a lower spiritual level in this year to do criminal acts, to go follow their friends, to do drugs and smoke and this. And then they add, your teenagers start acting up. There's something going on. If you notice what's happening with teenagers from the age of 16 and up, between 16 and 18, or between 15 and 18, that is the 20. That's it. We're in the 20 frequency, the number 20 frequency since 2000 came in. So that is we've been in a divine awakening frequency for 23 years. Oh, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Some of y'all don't even understand. This is vibratory downloads and uploads coming to me to help share with you, so you can accept it from your own perspective, because each one of us have a perspective. I'm not playing the perspective game. I'm showing you that there is some form of alignment when it comes to understand that if you're attracting certain people or attracting certain vibration, it's because of the perspective that you hold. So 2023, and the number 23 in the 2023 is called the Royal Star of the Lion or Lioness. So the divine awakening and clear judgment is allowing the Royal Star and the of Lions and Lioness to also be awakening. So if you have a lion or a lioness in you, these are the years of your awakening, whether it's positive or negative. Whether you become a whole empath or a whole narcissist, this is an awakening. It's a duality. Which one you choose is up to you. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying. Some people don't understand. And then the number 23 symbol, the royal star of the lioness, it's one of the best combinations to have, because it's a number that represents charm, wit, free thinking, because it adds up to that number 5. But also, the number 23 is the balance of both worlds of compassion, love, focus, and the willingness to stay creative. So if you find yourself in this year being more creative or thinking of more creative ideals, because remember, because 2023 is the divine awakening, clear judgment, and the symbols of the royal star and the royal star of the lion and lioness, and it's one of those numbers of the balance of both worlds, because you're dealing with the 2 and the 3, which deals with compassion and creativity and manifestation, and then it equals the number 7, which 7 is the law of attraction. But you could also push things away if you don't know how to use the law of attraction. You won't keep what you attracted if you don't learn how to use this law of attraction. Because law of attraction, when you attract something, you got to have the environment to sustain it. Let me say that again. If this is called the number 7 frequency year, and we're in a 777 portal, 7 being the 7th month, 16 equals 7, the 7th day. And with 2023, just like it happened on July the 7th, 2023, if you are attracting certain things and it's positive and you don't keep it because you did not have the layout to hold it and keep it to yourself. You was not balanced or understanding the inner or understanding the nuances of keeping what you attracted. Oh yeah, this is not. It might seem deep, but it's really simple. It's really simple, fam. It's really simple. And people know me. I like simplicity. I like peace. I like peace. I really don't like drama. So let's get down to the number 21, because when you add 777, if you break it all down, 7 months, 16 equals 7. I already broke down 2023, so we can break it down to 7. But 777 is known as the jackpot. It's known as the jackpot in what we call the casino language of mathematics, or winning. And in my book, The Motivation for Mental Stability, page 70, in chapter, let me show y'all the chapter. Let me give y'all the chapter so y'all know if y'all get my book. Chapter 7. See, it's chapter 7, awareness and introspection. Chapter 7 of my book, Awareness and Introspection. I break down a lot of the numbers. And remember, when you read my book, be willing to look at numbers from a holistic perspective. Y'all looking just at your birthday or your life path, that's a mistake. Look at every number and add it onto your frequency, and which one serves your highest frequency and that can propel you to the next level, use it. And every one of them in your and every one of the numbers in your frequency, from your name, your birthday, to your middle name, your last name, all of it can be turned on, because numbers came through to guide us, not control us. So we are actually the gods and goddesses of these numbers, and how we can manipulate them to use them to best serve us in this realm. Please share this video before I get off of here and upload it to YouTube. And you know, Instagram likes to shut you down after a certain time, so I'm not going to be here too long. But I got to break down the number 21, which 777 adds up to. And I read about the 21 in this book, Doreen Virtue's book, Angel Numbers 101, who she does not do this anymore, but she's still making money. She can't front on me. Nobody fronting on me. Her work of her past, she got to make it. So 21 that this add up to. And what did I say? The portals are not always seen the same. 21 equals 3, and 21 represents the gain and loss of the jackpot. The gain or loss of the jackpot. So when you think you're winning, if you have not learned to hold on to your winnings, what they used to say, a fool and their money will soon part. And money is energy. That's why we call it currency. So if you're not able to hold on to your higher vibratory currency by constantly doing the work, because it takes 16 positive to knock out 1 negative in this society. That's according to the MIT studies of 25 to 30 years ago. I've heard motivational speakers speak about this all these years. It takes 16 positive to knock out 1 negative. 16. So you got to, in this society, because they promote so much negative, you have to constantly bombard your mind with positive. If you watch the news for 5 minutes, make sure you bombard your mind with positive stuff for 25 minutes. That's how deep it can get. That's how deep it can get. So, and we know social media and news and everything is so pervasive with negative. Remember, the first 16 to 25 minutes, either 7, 16, or 25 minutes of the news is always negative. Think about that when you're watching news reports. The first 7, 16, or 25 minutes, it's always negative news. Report says that Trump did this and China did this and we're about to get all this bull crap in our mind. First thing, soon as you listen to the news, that's why I'm very careful about listening to news. I don't listen to news. I like the weather. I like the good news that they put on towards the end. And on a good note, did you know such and such and such and such donated this to this. And really, on the good note, after you gave us all that book, by the time we get to the good note, my mind is already effed up, so I don't watch the news. So, getting back, let me close out with this 21. In my book, you can get it on Amazon. In my book, you don't have to you can get it on Amazon. $21 is the symbol of the universe. So if 21 is in your chart, or 21 is recognized as the completion of this day, that number that it adds up to 3, depending on how you add it up to. I'm just adding 777. After I broke it all down, 777 equals 21, which equals a 3. 21 is the number of the universe, and it's also called the symbol of the world, especially in the tarot. Tarot is called the symbol of the world. In other studies of numbers, 21 is called the crown of the Magi. Those who have studied the history of Magi know that the Magi was those alchemists that was able to do the scientific analysis, the magical analysis, and to bring something out of nothing, or to bring something less of itself and turn it into something. So it's the crown of the Magi energy. That's why you notice people born under that 21 do some magnificent things in this world. Whether it can become reckless sometimes on another hand, because that 3 energy is still a reckless energy, but it's also an advancement energy. So you see like people like Dr. Umar born on the 21st. People like who can be articulate with what he does, but yet be reckless when he's dealing with people and with other people. Or people like, what's his face, born on December 21st. Samuel L. Jackson born on the 21st of December, who was a functioning drug addict for many years, but still doing acting. He played the hell out of that crack role in Jungle Fever. He played the hell out of that crack role, Wesley Snipes' brother, in Jungle Fever, because he was a functional drug addict. But he did it so profoundly because the 21s are that crown of the Magi energy. And when you have a crown of the Magi energy, it's very important that you learn to advance and receive honors in many parts of your life. And it's a number. Remember, the crown of the Magi energy is one of those numbers that deals with a long battle. It deals with initiation. It deals with your determination. But that don't kill you only makes you stronger when you have that 21. So it is an initiation number. It's a test of determination number. I write it in my book. And no, 12 is not the same as 21. No, that's wrong in that. But if you want to make it that way, that's up to you. But 12 is not the same as 21. Not in tarot, not in compound numerology. Tarot, that's the hangman, 12, and 21 is the world. Totally different frequency. Total different frequencies. Total different frequency. People don't think Dick Gregory was born on the 12th. George Carlin was born on the 12th. Total different frequency. Bill Cosby was born on the 12th. The 3 is still there because y'all can still be reckless as F. Y'all can still be reckless because that 3 vibration is what all of it adds up to. That's why I say the loss, the gain, or the loss of the jackpot, because 777 is the jackpot. But if you're not careful with your energy, you can lose or gain the jackpot. You can lose or gain the jackpot. You could lose or gain the jackpot. And more people want to gain it, not lose it. And if because the 77 frequency is the lead frequency before I add it up to 21, in order for you not to lose the jackpot, you have to have a significant space to be able to maintain the jackpot. On that note, family, if you want to take a picture of this book, Numerovation for Mental Stability is the book. A numerovational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. On that note, family, please share, like, and do what you like. Be willing to share with others. Share it with 5 other people that needed the message. 5 people that are open to the message. 5 people that are open to the message. 5 people that are, and like I read out of this Akoma book by Mansho and then Washa, Patience, chapter 56. Patience, which that's my age right now, 5'6", which is an 11. Patience. When we abandon patience, we nurture a false lower side of our ego. When we abandon patience. So these are the 3 books that I was talking about today. This book, those that are just tuning in, Doreen Virtue, Angel Number 101. This book, The Akoma Day, a guidebook into sacred science of soul mating, and of course, my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, a numerovational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying focused. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
Did you ever wonder if your birth date holds information about your destiny? Why you keep seeing the same number or several numbers?
Welcome to Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I am your host, King Simon. Numbers are not here to control you, they're here to give you guidance. It's time for you to be able to read the numbers.
Greetings. Enter to win 500 grams of silver grains. The 100 subscriber to banksilver.org will win 500 grams of silver 0.999 grams.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Strayhorn, inviting you to heal with the numbers and cards in person at the Circle of Cosmic Consciousness Retreat in New Orleans. Go to stshealing.com to learn from the Masters, Aquarius Maximus, King Simon, Nina Diamond, Jazz Aphrodite, and myself. Don't forget, New Orleans, August 17th through the 20th at the Cosmic Consciousness Retreat. Register now at stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com. See you there.
Billy Carson here, aka Forbidden Knowledge. I want to talk to you about an amazing event. It's the Forbidden Conscious Awards going down in Miami, July 30th, 2023. Go to forbiddenknowledge.com where you can pay for tickets. We're giving away 12 amazing awards. We're also going to give away an Audi A4 live at the event with big celebrity guests like Havoc from Mobb Deep, myself, Forbidden Knowledge. Also, we'll have Dame Dash, performances by Donnie Arcade and Cruz. I want to see you there, July 30th, the Forbidden Conscious Awards.
Hey family, it's King Simon, the founder of Numerovation. Remember, if you want to book a session with me and get a Numerovation consultation, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And if you want any of my books, go to linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's King Simon the Numerovator. And your books are available on Amazon. Remember, I'm the El Numero Uno, the Numerovator himself. And if you want to book a session, all you have to do is text me. Make sure you get my books on Amazon. I love you. Peace.